All right, well, thanks everyone for being here. You guys can see my crew here. That's kind of one of the reasons that I do what I do. Everyone has their reasons. My wife, Stacy, been married for 12 years, been together for 14. My oldest there, Trey, he's going to be 22 this month. The beard makes me look a little older than I am, but my daughter, Trinity, is 9, and then my son, Isaiah, is 7. He's going to be 8 this month, too. So those are the reasons that I come up here. It's also kind of the reason that I think Dave called me a nomad, maybe a bit of a hermit, one of those things. It's kind of one of the reasons because I like to hang out with my family. And hopefully, thank you. Hopefully you guys have your reasons for being here too. And we're going to talk about some of that because with conversions, a lot of people look at it as numbers and different things. And like I said, we'll go through some of that, but you got to really know why you're converting. What are you converting for? And that'll go with it. So I want to show you guys a video too here. Like I said, with my family, we homeschool too, and I like to stay home. We actually a little bit more unschool because everything that you guys are seeing here, you're learning from a different way. Everyone's going to take a little something different away from this. But again, then like what Dave talked about, get out of that school mode and go home and do some stuff too. I actually quit reading books. I opted out of everyone's emails. I actually unliked every single page on Facebook because I'm at a point where I have so many things that I know that I don't do. So until I'm ready to do some of those things, I just quit reading books. That's where I'm at because I like to fish too, and I'm a little bit lazy sometimes. So unless you're going to actually do some of this, just check out. Don't listen, because you're going to take in all this information, and unless you're ready to go home and do something, it's just information. All right, so I want to show you guys this video here too. Not the content of the video so much, but this is something that just popped up here on my Facebook news feed the other day, and I want to show you a couple of videos, and then we'll talk about them.
Scandals happen all the time. The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
That's right.
My apologies.
What's this going to mean for the region?
My apologies. South Korea's policy choices on North Korea have been severely limited in the last 6 months to a year.
All right, so that's one example. Now let's look at another example.
Oh, it's beautiful. Somehow the little one got loose, got on the golf course. And sometimes you just got to give your daddy a hug. Yeah, daddy's over there. I'm only 1 shot out of the lead. I guess he's 2 shots out of the lead. Jim Herman's still continuing to play well. 9 under par. Isn't that beautiful?
All right, so you can see the difference there. You guys have a choice of how you get to respond. And again, when I'm talking about my family, because it's important to me, if I look at my priorities, for me it's God, it's my wife, and then it's my kids, and then it's something else. It could be work. I came on stage here. It's been a long time since I've been on stage, simply because I don't like to go places. I've hooked up with Dave, obviously, in the past. I think he talked about it. We did really well. We connected again on Facebook when I just moved here last May, and I saw some of the things that he was doing. We met, we had breakfast, he was telling me, and one of the questions that I had was, is something that he has with the Duplicate Dave, is it something that people with zero experience, someone like my son that's 7 that doesn't know anything about marketing, is it something that they can learn? Maybe just the traffic side at the beginning, send some people to it. Is it something that they can convert, the word that I'm going to be using, convert that cold traffic and get them and actually make some money online? And his answer without question was yes, that's what people can do. So that's why I'm up here, because I think that that's where people need to go. There's so much marketing incest in the online marketing space and people start copying everything else, little do they know though, it doesn't work. They just copied someone else. They saw it and they're like, oh, I'm going to do that because maybe he had a picture of him with a car or whatever the case may be. And they start copying things and it doesn't work. Now, obviously I have history with Dave, so I believed all of those things, but I wanted that one component for me is if someone could just learn how to do Facebook ads and drive traffic, or they could learn from Elliot about how to use videos and drive traffic, or any of those other things, and there's a million things. So if I say something, it's my personal thing that I like to do, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it. What I want you guys to learn here is kind of get inside my mind and understand the process, because then you can use it a whole bunch of different ways. So just getting a feel for the room here. Who is already marketing online full-time and doing it, like I said, just to make a living, and they're doing it full-time? All right. Then who is brand new to it? This is their first time around it. All right. Anyone in here that is using online marketing to drive traffic offline to like a brick and mortar or getting them face-to-face appointments or anything else? Got a couple there? All right. Who wants to do better with what they're doing? All right, I'm in the right place. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more video here too. This is just one I shot the other day. With your marketing, and when I talk about the marketing incest, don't try and be anyone else. Be yourself. And maybe I posted this in the group. So this is who I am. And so when I market, I'm going to attract people that are like me, that enjoy being around me, and everyone else can go away, because I don't need everyone else. And that's what you have to keep in mind when you're trying to convert is, first, what do you want? And second, what do they want? So this is some of me. I'm out here on a little run, just a little run around the complex, doing my best Forrest Gump impersonation.
I just felt like running.
And evidently some bees seem to think that I was the hive. And I got me a stinger in my neck.
Ow! You just took one in the jugular, man.
And that's what I'm thinking right now, is I'm probably should start hallucinating or something and break up someone's birthday party. But anyway, that might be a sign that the beehive might be on its way out. All right, so do you guys see a difference then? Tom, glad you're here, man.
Oh, hey.
Does anyone see a difference then between that type of message and the first guy that was a douchebag to his kids? That guy's worried about what other people think of him, and that's why he's going to continue to work out of his fake little world. It was probably his bedroom. Someone actually did an analysis of it online and said that that's what his thing was. It was a bedroom. Everything was staged. If you got to do that, you can do that. I just prefer to be myself and let that message go through, and it's actually served me a whole lot better. So diving in here to conversions. What does conversions mean to a lot of people? These are some Facebook stats, and I run ads. It's not my forte by any means, but I understand, again, the process, so I can run the ads. But these are some of the things, and this is what a lot of people talk about is click-through rates and reach and cost per click and all of those things. Is that what you guys hear when you talk? And again, I know we got a really awesome Facebook guy coming later, so don't take any of this. This is the way that I see it, and that's the only way I can convey it. But I look at these, and you hear different things about these conversions. You'll hear someone say, you need to have at least a 2% better click-through rate. And someone will boast about their different click-through rates. And that's fine, but you also have to understand it and take it into context. Then they'll say you have to have clicks that are under a quarter, and you used to hear about cheap clicks on Google or wherever it is else. And again, this applies to any traffic source that you're going through here. And then you have to have, your conversions on your landing page. If you're doing a squeeze page, you got to have 10%. So you hear all these numbers. Have you guys heard these? What do people tell you that you need to have on your squeeze page? 40%? Anyone else hear other numbers? You hear some high numbers. You hear different numbers. Then you get the person to opt in, and then you get to your sales page, and what do they tell you that you need to be converting on your sales page? And Dave's got really good numbers. If you guys aren't doing Duplicate Dave, he's got a lot of this figured out for you. So you just get to do the traffic side. But then you get the conversion you got to do on the sales page. And then you got to have your upsells and your side sells and your downsells. I just went through someone else's funnel the other day that he had, it was a webinar, and which is something new that I saw with the webinar. I opted in for it, and it was supposed to start in like 30 minutes. And instead of a thank you page, he took me to an immediate sell page, which was kind of surprising to me, which was cool because he sold me on a 97, and I go through people's funnels and I buy their stuff so that I can see what they're doing. But I bought a $97 product before I ever got to his sales page. So I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, something to keep in mind there. But each of those things are a conversion step. So we're going to look at an ad here, and again, I do it for a lot of doctors. I also have my own stuff that is strictly online. So this, if you ever think your business is different, it's not as far as the process goes. The only thing you need to figure out is who you're marketing to, and we'll talk more about that. This is one that I do. When you're talking to someone too, you want to talk directly to them. So this is a lot of people. Anyone in here have knee pain? Some people, you might want to pay attention to this one. So we take a look at this, and people have been through a lot of different things. They've been through the injections. They've been through the pain pills. They've been told surgery. You'll notice I have their bone on bone. That's something that we took from the comments of other ads that we run. They keep saying, what if I have bone on bone? Or you can't help me. I've been told I was bone on bone, meaning they have no cartilage left in there. And so you craft that into your message. But what we do here is we say, okay, this is our starting point of the conversion process. You have to start there. What does this person want? Now, on the surface, you might look at this and say, all right, this person, they have knee pain. They want to get out of pain. That's not really what they want. Yeah, they don't want to have pain anymore, but what do they really want? You talk to the different people that go through it, they want to be able to golf again. They want to be able to play with their grandkids. They want to be able to play with their kids. You know, if you talk to someone with back pain, I want to be able to pick my baby up out of the crib without feeling like I'm going to drop my kid. So really understanding who your market is and what they really want. So you guys have to ask yourself then too, why are you in the room? What do you want? I mean, again, that's where I started this whole thing with, is what do I want? In different areas, I'm willing to give up conversions because I don't want things. Some of my conversions, some people look at them and think they suck. But for where I'm going, it's exactly what I want. I only take certain people anymore. I won't get out of bed for less than $25,000 for a year commitment with someone, just because that's where I'm at, and I don't want to deal with the other brain damage. You know, my average client is worth $50,000 lifetime value. So do you think I need quarter clicks, or do you think I can pay $12 a click? Do you think I can pay $2 for someone to watch a video? So that's taking and putting it in perspective of the whole conversion process is, what is the end game? What do you want to do at the end of the day? Again, this one here, you hear a lot of things. Everyone turns into a guru in chiropractic for whatever reason. We're a quirky bunch. But you hear people and they'll say, if you have clicks that are over a quarter, if you don't have 2% conversion or click-through rate, and if you're not getting at least 22% opt-in, blah, 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 all the way through, if you spend more than $75 to acquire a new patient, then you need to stop that ad and do something different. And all of a sudden they brought it back to the ad like it's the ad's fault, and it's not the entire process. If this guy's patient is worth average of $5,000, do you think it's smart to stop at $75? That's one of the dumbest pieces of advice that person's giving to a whole bunch of chiropractors, because they're never going to reach the people that they need to, because they spent $75, they think the ad sucked, and the ad didn't work. But what really happened is, on the next pages, that's what really happened. Can you switch over to mine? Okay, so this is this guy's his entire page. Basically, he's looking for, and again, you have to ask yourself, on the ad, back up 1 minute to that slide. Let me talk about that real quick. All right, so you have to ask yourself on this, what do I want to happen here? All right, so in the local environment, sometimes you can do different things, and I do a few different things, but when someone looks at this ad, what do I want them to do? Do I want them to take action? Do I want them to watch something? Do I want them to call? In this case, I want to get their attention with the image. That's the first thing you're going to do, basically in a Facebook ad, is get their attention with the image. But you can also be real clickbait, and you can get a whole bunch of clicks and a real good click-through rate, and you spend a whole bunch of money because you use something to just get them to click on it, and you're not actually getting them to that next step. So here, you want to make sure that it's relevant to the rest of your process when you come through here. So these people, obviously, we want people that have knee pain and that are sick of all the other stuff, and we want them to click through to come over to this other page. All right, thanks. You can switch it over now. So then once they're here, we got the conversion there, and that ad, by the way, has like a 5% click-through rate. I'd have to think about what the, I think we probably pay 70 or 80 cents a click on average. We get people over here. We end up spending about $300 to get him a new patient. Again, if we stopped at 75, we'd be missing out. And sometimes when I say that I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to conversions, he wanted to switch some things on this page. We were converting really well, and he was happy, and he's seeing like 60 new patients a month. You guys can do the math on that. And he wanted to switch something. And even though in the grand scheme, it's like one of those things that you look at and you're like, yeah, it'd probably look better and do this, but at the same time, it's like, man, if something's working, I don't want to touch anything. He insisted, we went ahead and make the change. It didn't make a difference, so I was happy. But sometimes when Facebook or Google or YouTube or whatever, you're sending traffic and they're happy with your stuff, man, I just don't like messing with stuff. Even if someone goes through it and critiques it and says, hey, you could do this, it's like, yeah, I could, but man, I don't know if I want to. So the question is here then, what do we want people to do once they get to this page? And again, this is not a squeeze page. You can do a whole bunch of different things with your marketing. You can have an ad. You can run them directly to the most simple squeeze page that just tries to get them to opt in. And then from that opt-in, what do you want them to do from there? It's probably some sort of a sales page. You can take someone and you can drive them directly to this. And it's all a test. I mean, really, marketing is just math. I would test all of those against each other, being able to, probably should have shut off my timer there. I would test all of them. I would test an ad going directly to this. I would test an ad going to a squeeze page and then coming to this. I would test it maybe to long form on here. But what we want people to do here on this one is we want them to come over here. We want them to actually see what the procedure is, so he talks about it. He has a fantastic offer because he says results in 2 visits or they don't take you as a patient. So he'll, basically that's his guarantee. It's a longer treatment plan, but he gets really crazy good results. And so he puts up a big offer and says, hey, look, come in, pay $60 for your consultation. We'll see if you're a good candidate for it. And then you put your money down, we put our mouth where the money is, and we're going to treat you. And if we don't get you results, not fixed, but results in the first 2 visits, you get your money back. So talk about a conversion process. If we get people to this page and he gets them in the office, he gets good results, he gets people that are paid, and they're happy because they've been through the injections, they've been through pain pills, lots of them for years. Some of them have already been through knee replacements. So now we have the ad. What do we want them to do? We want them to click to get here, and we want them to be semi-qualified about knee pain. So that's all we talk about. Then we get them here. We actually put the video on here instead of just going straight content because we want them to be even more qualified here. We could offer a free consultation. We could do other things to probably, again, increase the conversion rate. But now the number of people that he has to deal with that are going to tell him no, that increases the number and you still get the same amount of people. So let's say, all right, let's give them more information up front so that the people that he has to deal with are already on a good path of understanding what it's there. He charges for his consultation. Again, it's a discounted deal, but he charges for that so that they can have a little skin in the game to start with. You start doing free consultations, you get a different sort of people. Some people will come in, they're tire kickers. So we wanted to remove tire kickers just by charging on the front end there. And then the other parts of the conversion process that we use is obviously the social proof. He's been seen on a couple of the local TV stations, so we put that on there. That increases conversion rates. You guys have probably seen this, and Dave has a great job with that, is success stories. And when you do before and afters, that's what all these are, is before and afters. You see someone that comes in, they show how far they can bend, how well they do on stairs, all of those things that, again, people want to be able to walk up and down stairs without feeling like their knees are going to give out. So we show them walking up and down stairs, and that's part of the conversion process with that. So, and you can see it's a pretty simple page, and they're just going to fill out the form, and they're going to come in. Now, there's the rest of the conversion. When you look at these local markets too, there's still more to the conversion. So they fill out the form, or they pick up the phone and call. There's still other things that have to happen. They still have to actually come in for that appointment. So what do you do in that conversion process to get them to come in? If you have time in between, you might send them a letter or a postcard just as an appointment reminder. You're going to call them the night before. Then once they come into the office, what do you have to do from there? You have to actually go through the process to get them to sign up for care and actually pay for care. And then a lot of people don't realize after that, you still have to get people to come in for those treatments. It's amazing how people still don't follow through even though after they paid for it. So that's kind of one of the things I do. I've got others I can go through, but here's what I'd really like to do. Instead of just me showing you some of the things, you understand the process. Is there anyone that wants to come up and actually have me go through their stuff and talk about it and see what they can get for better conversions? Anyone want to make more money as soon as they walk out of here today? You do? All right, come on up. Let's take a look at it. This is what you guys are going to see. You're going to do a whole lot better when you get into the mind of your own stuff and realize that it's not about this. I mean, it can be about online marketing. It can be about any of this. And we can just go through it. Hi, what's your name? Hi, Michelle. You gonna have that?
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what I'm doing up here.
That's
so.
all right. Well, do you have something already that you market that you want to do better with?
Well, I've kind of been like one of those people that bought everything. and I've had no success because so I'm marketing this my URL is inthefour%.com.
Okay. Let's look at it. And it's all spelled out?
No, the number 4.
The number 4. All right, so tell me first, why are you doing it? Inthefour%.com?
Yeah. /Gozinga.
Oh. All right, so why are you even doing this? Why are you marketing online?
Well, I originally started out doing this because I wanted to help people, neighbors and stuff that were struggling. And I had pretty much had some fairly decent success in everything that I tried. And I had a do-it-yourself. I have a do-it-yourself website. And my daughter's dad and I rehabbed homes. And I wanted to help his business, handyman stuff. And I don't know. I just dabble in a little bit of everything. So, and I thought I could make a lot of money and help other people, get them out of their, just barely making it. I saw a lot of people struggling, and so I wanted.
So, and that's great, and you got to really make sure you own why you're doing it, because when you understand that, you'll be able to
Plus, I wanted financial security. I wanted my daughter to have something when I was no longer around, something to.
All right. Okay. Is that right? Gozinga.com, is that what you said?
Yeah. And it's not, my link is not working
Oh,
probably.
it's not up, okay.
I don't know.
All right, well, we don't have anything to look at.
Okay, so.
Well, thanks for coming out. Someone else,
How
though.
about DIY
What's that?
DIY Domestic Diva? NV.
What is it?
DIY Domestic Diva and .NV. Nevada. Do it yourself, Domestic Diva. But
Is
it's
that right?
DIY.
What am I missing? DIY?
Domestic Diva,
Yeah.
NV. That's not working either.
No,
Son
I
of a
haven't hit
nutcracker.
anything. No, it's not.
Server not found.
You got one? All right, can we
Okay.
grab someone else? All right, come on up.
That was good.
All right. This is Robbie. All right, Robbie,
Hey.
what do you got?
Just paidwithcash.org.
All right, and what niche are you in?
Online affiliate, Duplicate Dave.
Paidwithcash.org?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are you getting at this point? As far as, what are you doing? You driving traffic to this?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your results here? And what are you looking to get?
Looking to get more sales ultimately, but you need, ultimately more opt-ins and then to get more sales. But conversion, my sales rate is about opt-in rate is about 10% on this website. So,
Okay.
let's just want to see what we can do to make it better.
Okay. Based off the other stuff, then, what would you think you could do? Because you're just looking here, are you just looking for the opt-in? Are you looking for people that are already qualified to come through here? Those are some of the questions you have to ask. So obviously, we could look at this and we could say, all right, we're using Dave's credibility here. So where has Dave been featured? You could put things up like that. You still want the opt-in, but you could still give more credibility. You could grab some of the other stuff as far as even off of sales and marketing. You can probably use some of those. I'm guessing, Dave, you don't want to obviously copy someone's stuff, but you can use more things as far as credibility to get people to opt in from that. Anytime you show more and keep it congruent with what you want of why should I opt in for that, well, you could opt in because if you look at this and it says, Dave taught me the nuts and bolts, made my first $1 million from home, all those are reasons why you would want to opt in from there. So that's just the front end. Now, does it go through the entire Duplicate Dave funnel from there?
Yeah.
All right. So what are some different things that you could do on there and on the follow-up process? And see, this is a tough one because Dave's got really good numbers. So I would say those would be the only things that I would probably touch would be on here. The things that I would probably attack on the Duplicate Dave is on your traffic side.
Okay.
Making sure coming from your Facebook ads that you are not just driving a bunch of traffic, you try and dial in to who you want. So let's see, someone that wants to maybe market online, there's probably a whole bunch of people in here. So what are you really here for? Sean, if you don't mind sharing real quick, what did you tell me the other day that what's one of the reasons you wanted to make more money on here? All right. So he said it was because other people were having success, but I hear something different when I have a conversation with people, and this is what you have to dig into. Is he told me he wanted to have a little spot on the lake so that he could walk out on his little porch, and be able to work from there and have that. So that's what you have to dig into when you're looking at your traffic sources. What do people really want? There's a lot of people out there that would really just like to be able to pay their credit cards. There's a lot of people that have no margins. So it's like, all right, I make X amount of dollars and I run out of money and maybe I'm even spending. So you might have to talk to people and say, hey, you've been promised a lot of big numbers, but how would you just like to make your first $500 online? Maybe it's so that you could make that credit card payment. Maybe it's so you could make your car payment. And then maybe there's another group of people you talk to that in the MLM and the online space is a lot of the stay-at-home moms, or the moms that want to stay at home. And so you say, okay, what do you need right now to replace yourself? Is it you already make $3,000, but you hate your boss? So how about we just show you how to make $3,000 a month so that you can do the same thing, even if it took you 8 hours a day at home to do that? Would you rather spend 8 hours a day at home with your family making $3,000 a month, or would you go hang out with your boss? So finding in those traffic sources and creating that in your ads and your different videos that you're going to create, all those things, and really dial into those different people. I was actually, because Dave was talking about it, and I was taking down a list of them. People want to pay off their debt, their credit cards. They want to pay off their stupid student loans that they're not using the education for. So maybe they have a $800 a month student loan payment. So you got to talk to them and say, hey, you see all these numbers online, how would you just like to make $800 so that you can cover that student loan payment on there? There's people that maybe they want to put their kids in private school. They want to fire their boss. They want to stay at home with their kids. They want to take a vacation. I know my sister, she does not have to work at all. My brother-in-law does really well. But she does 31, and she's done a couple of MLMs. She's done really well. She's done it the traditional way, having parties and everything else. But she does it, and she makes, I'm going to say, mid 5 figures with it. But she does it so they can take vacations. And that's all she spends it for. It's like her fun money. So finding when you're going through, as far as your traffic, if you're doing it to here, go through and make videos and make ads and talk to specific people and then target those people online. If you were talking to stay-at-home moms, maybe you're looking in the group of 30-year-old to 40, 45-year-olds, and you talk directly to them. And then maybe you use an image of a woman. I probably wouldn't use an image of you or me because we don't resonate with that. That's part of that conversion process is, can I connect that ad with the person I'm trying to talk directly to?
Right.
Make sense?
It makes sense because I think it's sort of like the messaging on this page may not connect with sort of what the target audience really is.
If you were talking about some of those, exactly.
Yeah,
this
right.
is a flat out 100% someone that is already looking to market online,
Right.
someone that is looking for more online as well. So yeah, maybe you're looking at a different squeeze page that you just talk about those things, because you can have all these different squeeze pages going still to Dave's message, and it's still going to convert them because he talks about a lot of the things that people really want. I like to dial in closer when I niche it out to different people. So now I can have all these different traffic sources coming in to the same thing. They just might be coming through a different process.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet. Give him a round of applause. Anyone else want to come up? I brought some mail too. This was just actually yesterday. When you talk about conversions, it works everywhere, right? What's the purpose of having a delivery notification and the second attempt on here? Because this is just junk mail. But what's the first step that they have to get you to do? They got you to say, what the heck? I need to open this thing. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, it's junk mail. But wait a minute, second attempt in it. And it looks like it's really a check, and they're going to give me $35,000. So when you look at conversion, just start paying attention to what's around you. And notice that everyone wants your attention, and you got to learn how to be more specific, more precise with those people to walk them down the path that you want. So first you figure out what you want, right? What do you really want to do? Because again, I sacrifice on conversions so that I can make sure that I get what I want. I mean, part of conversions is giving people what they want, but at the same time, some of the things that work really well, I'm not willing to do. Because either one, I don't like doing them, they suck the energy out of me because they're too much work, I don't want to pay someone else for them. So I sacrifice in areas so that I can still, at the end of the day, take care of me first. Then I can give people what they want, and that is paying off their credit cards. If you're online stuff, it is the staying at home. It's all those different things that you and I are in the room for. All right. Anyone else have one? Anyone have an offline one that they want to do? What's that? Do you have stuff already set up on here? Okay, come on up. How much time we got? Here, okay. I'll let you just type that in. Are you guys kind of seeing the process here of really, again, when you hear people talking about the numbers, because you're going to see that a lot of the times, and if I can get anything across to you, it is take it all into context of what it is. The conversion is understanding who you are marketing to and then walking them down a path. The more hoops you get people to jump through when it comes to conversions, generally the more people you're going to lose, but the more qualified they're going to be. If you start off really simple and have just a simple squeeze page, you'll get more opt-ins, but then you'll have more people that bounce once you get them to the page. And I'm not against any of those ways. You can do any of those things that you want. Just understand what you want and understand that the math works differently. If you have any traffic Facebook wants to give you the cheapest stuff and you go to a simple squeeze page that's a little bit vague, you're going to get really cheap clicks and you're going to get really good opt-ins, but you might not have the best traffic that's suited to your source. Okay, we'll just look at this.
This is my landing Shopify.
Okay. So let's ask the questions there. What are you trying to accomplish?
This is a sales page. It's a long, so I'm trying.
Okay. Yeah.
Oops. So I'm having trouble. I mean, obviously selling, this is a private label product that a few years really well with in the beginning, but it's very competitive. It's a supplement. You know?
Okay.
So Google Ads, I could use at times, but then they go like, oh no, we don't like that you're landing on a page with all these promises, even though these are real testimonials from real customers. So with Facebook, I've gotten some ads approved with just using a basic picture of the label, part of the testimonial. But it's very difficult to target people to get their attention, you know, with the image, and then not make hype claims that they're going to say no,
Right.
you know.
So, yeah, the health arena is probably one of the hardest, especially with Facebook, because they don't want you to call people out. You can't say you. Here's what I love when it comes to anything health related is testimonials.
Yeah.
So you can use those in your ads. You can use a picture of a real person. Now, they don't always like the before and after picture.
They don't.
So you can use a picture of this, though, and you can use this type of testimonial in the video.
This is what I recently did with a Facebook ad. And when I broke up some of the ads by doing certain states that I knew had customers in, like New York, California, and they're not showing them. But when I did it more general, just everybody, I was getting it, and I boost post, PE versus getting the click convert. When I put the pixel on converting in the sales, it's not showing. So I'm just, any ideas would be great.
Well, yeah, without seeing all the ads, and again, there's 1,000 ways you can do them, I would, now again, for me, from a standpoint, is this true? The special offer really expire? Or when I come back to this page 4 hours later, am I still going to be able to buy it?
Well, that timer goes away, and it'll say that you missed the special offer, but shop our store. But no, if you go all the way down to the bottom, it's still going to be in there. The offer is 3 bottles is discount. Now this is, don't get mad at me. That's for Firestone.
Right. See, and again, that's one of those things you have to look at. Is I wouldn't use that because to me that's not right. Within my integrity of saying, hey, I know it works better from a conversion standpoint, right. But that's the case. So here's what I would do with this page right out of the gate is I would probably use some of this white space through here, and I would put some video testimonials. And maybe even just one video in there that's a compilation of the videos.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I would do.
No, I don't have any customers that have made a video slideshow.
You can, something. Yeah. That's the thing I would do is reach out to customers then and say, hey, share your experience.
Well, I have a few that if I promise them it.
That's one of the things too, when you're looking at conversions, you can write some killer copy, and there's some guys that are fantastic at it. Here, I'll tell you real quick, 2 people to follow in this realm is Russell Brunson has a really great 3 bottles deal,
Yeah.
and Ed O'Keefe. I'd say Ed O'Keefe is probably one of the top when it comes to supplement sales. Yep. So yeah, that's one of the things I would do. So like I was just saying, and you can leave that up there. I would use testimonials and other people's stories as much as you can. You cannot have enough of them. Someone else, you and I, we're trying to extract money from someone. They show up there, people know that it's advertising, and they say, all right, this guy's promising me this, they're saying this. I've tried other Rejuvenate products. I've tried other skincare products. You can tell I do, right? I've tried beard products. So why should I believe you? You know, I can see all the things you're saying that's different, but when you can give them the things that they want on there about the product, but then you just overwhelm them with the social proof, it's going to kill copy, some of the best copywriters. When you give them that social proof and things like that, that's going to do your conversions. Yep. Here, let's get a mic. Can we get a mic runner? We got about 3 minutes left. If we can just do a couple of questions.
Okay, my question is, what if... Okay, I'm up. What if you can't use testimonials?
That'd be my question is, what are we talking about and why can't you use them?
With our company, we can't use testimonials because of what let's see, how should we put this? The FDA, you know, we're a medical-based company.
Okay.
So we can't use testimonials because the FDA really, you know, it goes against the grain of what's Western medicine.
Okay, so everything that I've showed you and all the marketing that I physically do is for medical.
Okay.
So I would question whoever's telling you can't. Unless it's the company itself, they just don't want you to use testimonials.
Okay, so
Because
our company,
all the health and medical stuff, you personally maybe can't make claims, but a testimonial is different than a claim.
Okay.
So again, I'm not a lawyer in the health space, but from all the stuff that I do, we use a ton of testimonials. And that's one of the requirements of someone working with me is they have to give me video testimonials, 2 new ones every month, so, because it's that big. So I would question that and look into that.
So I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Are you going to have some time to be around later? So
I'll
I
be
can-
around a little bit.
Nice.
Yep. All right. We got one over here. Just a minute, wait for the mic real quick.
Hi, with that specific company, it's based out of Germany. And so the compliance department is the one that's telling us that we cannot use other people's testimonies. And it's a way of protecting the brand. They're very, very, very guarded with the brand because over in Europe and 43 other countries, it's like a platinum. It's just a...
Okay, so it's more the company then and not the...
Correct.
Okay.
So how do you get around that?
Are you guys same company then? Is that what? Oh, okay. Catch me after. We just have a few minutes left. It'd have to be real specific. I'd have to look at it and say, hey, what can we do to improve there? Yep. You got one back there?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Floyd Jones. I own a barber shop, and I'm trying to drive more local traffic to my barber shop. I don't have a website, but I have a Facebook page and fan page. How would you craft a marketing plan for that?
Well, you can do a lot of different things with Facebook now. For one, you want to geo-target. And I don't know if Sam's going to go through that as far as local. But you basically want to target. You can target by your zip codes. You can target by a radius from your place. You can do whatever you want there. So I would start there. And you can, when we're talking about, hey, you want to switch back to my slides for me? When you're looking at, okay, so when you're looking at your ad here, that's where you want to do that. Maybe you put a picture of you cutting someone's hair, right? So just a view, so they're going to know exactly when they show up there what it's for. You can put your offer, maybe it's a new customer offer, right in there, and you can, since you don't have a website, you just put them that they can actually click to come to your page, or you can just ask them to pick up the phone and call. Maybe you put a specific, hey, you have to mention, this ad or something like that to get the offer. Maybe you don't need an offer at all. Maybe you just want it to be a more of a, hey, there's a lot of people just flat out don't know I'm here. I like offers of some sort. It doesn't mean you have to give away the farm, but people like offers, people like coupons, something like that. So that's what I would do, is I would run your ad, and they never have to leave that ad. They never have to click anywhere. You can just have all the offer right in there. Right? But yeah, that's what I'd start with, is a picture of you cutting hair. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And again, you could use even other people's testimonials right in there as far as why they like your place.